On November 11th at 11:30, a group of students gathered outside of Wilson Hall to protest hate. The protest, which was organized 2 days after news of Donald Trump's victory, was called Love Fest Protest. According to the email sent out, the protest was to stand in solidarity against the hate crimes and fear across the nation since Trump's win. The email also clarified that the students would not be organizing in anger, but rather to gather in love.
Stand together as white people, black people, Muslims, whatever you may be. Just stand together and stand up for what's right regardless. Just stand up for what's
The
right.
protest was about an hour long, with many students taking turns to voice their opinions and show their signs. Student protesters also walked around campus, encountering some opinions of people who were supportive of Trump. However, according to Emily Chiavata, the protest went smoothly and any opposition was met with calmness.
I thought that the protest was just overall incredible. I thought that it was a really great event that that Monmouth curated. But the mood definitely was very welcoming. So everybody, the whole theme was love, not hate. So everybody was sharing poems and stories that just centered around love and kind of how we can all come together and fight against the hate that's going to be perpetuated by this upcoming presidency. So overall it was very welcoming, and we saw a very diverse crowd. So there were students, there was people just from the area, there was a lot of faculty that came out and spoke, which was really cool to see that. So I think overall it was just very warm and just very empowering overall.
So the atmosphere at American University was definitely extremely different than it normally is after the election results came out. Going to school in Washington, D.C., everyone really has a strong political opinion. And going to a kind of liberal school, many opinions that are conservative in thought are not vocalized. People were really distraught, confused, and depressed in a way after Donald Trump won the presidency. People were burning flags and rioting in our quad, and it was spoken about in nearly every one of my classes in a somber tone. Groups of students stood in front of the main dining hall chanting, "Not our president." Professors and students alike were really disheartened. But professors did try to kind of look at the results in an optimistic view. But in the class and the conversations that we had, no one was really holding back their emotions or feelings. And it was the topic of conversation amongst everyone I knew. Really kind of a hopeless conversation from women and other minorities who had cried the night before because they were afraid of the future of their rights. But overall, I would say the atmosphere was really reflective and afraid.
Ultimately, it seems the discontent isn't exclusive to Monmouth's campus, and yet it's interesting to see what will come and how students around the country will react to the continued presence of the president-elect.